What's up, guys? Let me know when you can see me. And just out of curiosity, hit 1 if you think 20K is going to hold for the day. Hit 2 if you think it's going to break below and remain below. Just curious to see what you guys are thinking. Welcome to the Crypto Savvy channel. I'm Craig. Make sure you scroll down, smash that thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. If you haven't already, make sure your notification bells are ticked. That will get you notified when I post new videos. This is a live stream this morning because I did tweet this morning. If you would rather have live recorded or just F off savvy, we had 51.9% say live, 32.4 said recorded, and 15.7 said F off savvy. I love you too. All right, let's take a look at the pre-markets. So the pre-markets are up a little bit. Dow futures are up 66. S&P 325 and Nasdaq's down 350. Looking at the Dow Jones, just a big chart here. What if this is what we're seeing and we have a major plunge for the next year? So this on the right hand side is the Great Depression. You can see the right down here you had a higher high, lower low. Same thing over here. Pretty much looks like the same chart pattern. Does that mean it's guaranteed to happen? Absolutely not. Does it mean it's a possibility? Absolutely. It also matches up with timing and everything else of the Amazon bubble. You can see it right here. As you guys know, if you were around for this, the .com bubble, this big washout washed out all the scams and crap. I made a video on December 2nd when I started looking at this chart, talking about it, and we need a major washout in crypto also, in my opinion. I do believe this is what's happening. I do have a price target if it plays out the same, somewhere around 3,700. But again, my target is actually between 3,000 and 7,000, probably middle or end of 2023 when it bottoms. What we'll probably do first is get a false bottom like we did here. Get a rally sometime in maybe the beginning of next year, rally up for a little while, get everybody bullish again, and then take it down for one more low. That's what I'm looking for. First low might be that $7,000 to $8,000 range, get a bounce, get everyone bullish, and then come back down sometime into next year. So be careful. I don't think it's going to be straight down and then just a big rally up like a lot of people believe. This took Amazon 10 years to reach its all-time high after this. So I think you'll have plenty of time to get back in if it does play out like this. So this is the Dow. The Dow is coming back to this is our major support and resistance we keep playing on here. Again, you guys know my target if we break down below this channel again is around 25,881. Again, these aren't exact to the penny or whatever. So let's take a look at the DXY. Still looking bullish, guys. We talked about this yesterday. We could also see a smaller bear flag in here with a retest, but let's look at the bigger bear flag. This is the target of the bigger bear flag, bull flag, 106. We could also make this one big flag pull and go to the top. That would get us somewhere in the 110 range, somewhere in there. But either way, I'm pretty bullish here on the dollar, on the DXY, unless we come down and break these lows, and that would have to be below 103, 104-ish. Actually 103.80-ish. But it is looking pretty bullish here. If we zoom in, we can make a smaller bull flag right here. You can see this bull flag that it posted, came back down, retested, got a bounce. Our EMAs are looking bullish here. The 8, 13, and 21 crossed the 55, open and closed the next candle after the cross above the 8. That gets us up to about 105. Looking for that range as of right now. But as you guys know, I've been bullish on the dollar for over a year. Take a look at the monthly. The monthly, as you guys recall, back here, we were talking about 3 black crows posted on the monthly. I made a video right back here explaining that. We got a little rally up and then continuation to the downside as we were expecting. It does look as if we are printing 3 black crows again on the monthly. what we can also look at here, a lot of people talking about the weekly RSI is bottomed out. Well, yeah, if you're looking at it in shorter term markets, but now the market has matured. As you guys know, I think this was all just one big bull cycle, and this is our actual first bear market. As of right now, we are below the trend line in the monthly. Monthly has a long ways it can come down from here. Obviously, not in a day. We've been talking about this. This is my Elliott wave count for this whole thing just being one big bull market. As you can see here, this is the RSI. You see this blue right here? That's the RSI supply and demand structure. The top of this first wave, we had it. Top of the third wave, we had it. Top of the fifth wave, we had it. Now these 5 waves become one wave, and then we're looking for wave 2 down. Like I said, I believe it'll be sometime in the middle or end of 2023 is when we bottom. If I'm correct about this, you need to make up your own decisions. Watch the bullish channels, watch me, make up your own minds. So anyways, we talked about the bullish structure getting broke way back here. I called the top at 64. We did have this fake out, which ended up being the 5th wave. I know a lot of people are talking about this being wave 4. I don't believe that. If you look at what's going on right here, let me show you. I believe this was 1, 2, 3. This was 4, and this was 5. My opinion, not yours. You decide what you want to do here, but I also have these fib channels in here on the weekly. I told you once we broke this, most likely going to test this bottom one. We could come up 24.5 to the 25 range for a big fake out. We'll talk about that in a minute, but I do believe we come back down and retest this one, depending on how long it takes to get here. And I've pointed this out before. If we do get down here, we may bounce around on this for a while before breaking. Come back down, break it, and then, like I said, 2023-ish, somewhere in these ranges. But anyways, let's take a look at the weekly. So on the weekly, as you can see, it does look like we are getting supported on this weekly, on this weekly trend line on the RSI. We talked about when this broke. I also told you guys we had the weekly sell signal when the 8/13/21 EMA crossed the 55. Next candle opened and closed below the 8, and boom, there's what we got. So weekly resistance is around this 27,000 range. We have other areas we're going to look at. Then I'll get into the charts with you guys. We'll watch the market open live, see what's going to happen there. So as you guys know, we had this target 24.3 from all the way back here. We started talking about it in November of 2021. Once we broke this area, then we were looking for this 24.3 range, which we got. And I had said if it broke that, that should become our new resistance, which I think it is. And then our next target here is this measured move from the break of the structure here. Bring it over, gets us down to about that 6,800. We also have lower targets there I've been talking about. If we take the very tip, the very high, all the way down, look at that as a bear flag. This is pretty extreme, but it is a possibility to be aware of. That gets you all the way down to about the 1,600 range. Let's see what that would look like in the big picture. So if we got that, and this was wave 1, this all being a big wave 1, 5 waves within 1, and then we go down to the 1,600. How would that look? And then we go up for wave 3. Definitely a possibility, something to look out for. Not saying it's going to happen, but definitely a possibility. All right, let's take a look at the smaller time frames. But before that, if you guys want to trade, definitely check out PrimeXBT. Links down below. You can use my promo code Savvy50. It'll get you up to $7,000 bonus. Savvy25 will get you 25% off of your trading fees. There is also a tutorial on my channel. Check it out. Let's get into this. So as you guys know, we had this target perfectly. Nobody else was calling that 17.7 range. Everybody was calling straight to 13 or bounce at 20 or 18 or 19. But we had this, and this is how we got it. We simply took the measured move from the breakdown of this rising channel, which happened to be the bear flag, got us this target. And then if we take this, look at this as a bear flag, whoops, that got us down to exactly 17.7. We went a little below, but obviously you can't be exact, but it was pretty much dead on to the T. Now, like I said, we have our resistance up here at 24.3, 24.5. If we do have a fake out to the upside, that's where I see us getting major rejection. That is also the 200 EMA. But as we've talked about, once we break this 17.7, open and close a daily or so below it, this should become our resistance. And then our next target becomes that 667, 6,800 range, right? That just being a measured move of this bear flag. All right, now we're going to dig into the 4 hour. I'm going to look at this chart, and then we got one more to talk about right after it, and then we'll watch the market open. So we talked about this being a possible bear flag yesterday, and the measured move of that being down to the 13.3, 13.4 range. But first, we would have to get through this 17.5. Now, if we take a look at this as a bear flag, right? This being the flagpole, this being the flag, where it broke, that gets us down to about the 9,400. We could also look at it. I'm going to show you why I got this 57 down here. But one thing I wanted to point out in the RSI, guys, this is huge. In the RSI here, I pointed this out the other day. I tweeted it. If you don't follow me on Twitter, make sure you give me a follow. It's at CryptoSavvy1. Once we retested the breakdown of this wedge, that was a great short position. As you can see here on the 4 hour, we have broken this longer term 4 hour trend line. We may come back up to retest this. That would probably get us no higher than around the 21.6 range. Let's talk about this for a little bit. So this is another possibility. I posted this yesterday after I put my video out, but what if we just have a B, C, D, E, and we're forming a descending triangle here? The measured move of the breakdown from that descending triangle, which again, we could come down, test the bottom, maybe come back up, retest the top one more time before coming down and breaking. But if that breaks, that gets us around the 11.8 range. And then if we look at that as a bear flag, we take a measured move from the break here, the break of the trend, bring it down to the bottom, and that gets us at 55, 5,600. Very good possibility. And again, that doesn't mean this happens right away in one big quick swoosh. This could be, you know, sometime towards the end of July, beginning of August, somewhere in there before this was hit. But that's what I'm looking at as of right now, guys. No, Jer, I am not from Wisconsin. So anyways, that's what I'm looking at, guys. This is the major area of resistance we're going to be watching for right now. Right up here. And any break of this top trend line, which is going to be around the 21.2, 21.3 range, if it happens within the next few days. The highest I see us going is at 24.5, and I would be definitely looking for massive shorts up there if it was to break out. This would be just another bull trap, but as of right now, this resistance holds. Our support's at 17.5. Like I said, could bounce around in here for a while before continuing down. But once we do break down from here, these are the targets I'm looking for. So let's look at market opens in 2 minutes. Dow futures are up 100, S&P up 6, and then we have 350 for there. Let's take a look at the Dow. Obviously, it'll probably open with a bounce, but remember, whatever way the Dow usually opens in the beginning, it usually has a reversal a half hour or so after open. So something to watch for. Ethereum, we'll take a look at these charts, guys. These have not changed. My Ethereum chart right here, 680 is the target, still my target. Again, I think we go much, much lower than that if we are in the longer term bear market ending in 2023. Litecoin, as you guys know, these charts, all three of these, Ethereum, Litecoin, and XRP, were made way back here in November also. So 6-7 months old. But we've had this target forever. And Litecoin, same thing. We've had this target of 24. Again, these are just bounce targets, because if we are in a true bear market, I believe we go much, much lower by the end of 2023. And here, XRP got our first bounce off our trend line here. But once we break this area, our next target is 17. And again, much, much lower after the 2023 bottom, if I'm correct about that. Take a look at the Dow Jones. Dow is open and opened higher, but seems to be coming down now. Let's take a look at the DXY. DXY is looking bullish as hell. Not much more I can say about that. Is there any hopes for LTC? Guys, if you know why I put this up here, this washout is going to be most, if not all, altcoins, guys. I really don't believe any of these altcoin projects really are worth crap. That's my opinion. A lot of people don't agree with me, but so far everything is playing out as expected. And I just really think that everything jumped on the Bitcoin bandwagon and they're all scams. Just my opinion. Doesn't have to be yours. But that's what I'm here for, is to share my opinion. If you can like it, you can agree with it, you can disagree with it, you can dislike it, whatever. It's just my opinion. You have a right to yours. So anyways, DXY, bullish as shit, guys. Bullish as shit. Yeller B said, I feel like it's too late to sell. Thoughts on Quant? Quant is just another garbage project. That's my opinion. And I'm probably not, I'll go over some charts maybe here in a little bit. But in all reality, all the altcoin charts look the same, guys. Bearish as hell. They're not going to run on their own. They depend on Bitcoin. Bitcoin depends on traditional markets. Look at that DXY pump. Thoughts on Polkadot? Watt Dog, just like I just said, just another scam. All altcoin charts look the same. Savvy, you always say BTC followed traditional markets. How come Dow Jones, S&P pump, but not BTC? Well, for one, they're real markets. And for two, it's not candle for candle. It's a structure. We've talked about this on the channel the whole time. This is the structure of the crypto market. That I drew this out way back here when we called wave 2, right when it hit. I told you where wave 3, 4, and 5 were going. 5 didn't go quite as low as I thought. And then I said, look for an ABC correction to the upside. We got it. It ended up being an irregular correction, a little bit higher than the last high. But nevertheless, we got our ABC correction and then more downside. It's all about structure. And guys, if what a lot of people don't get in this space is you can't just watch Bitcoin or just Link or just any of those by themselves. You have to be looking at traditional markets, the DXY. All of this stuff is intertwined. Once you realize that, the markets will be much easier for you to understand. XRP is ominous. Oh, DXY is ominous. DXY pump, Bitcoin pump. DXY is pumping. Bitcoin doesn't pump when DXY pumps, guys. And you can't look at it on a minuscule little time frames. Like I said, it's not candle for candle. It's structure. Thoughts on silver? Yeah, here's my gold. Like I said, anything below this is bearish. Anything below this channel, my target for gold's around 1561. Again, that could also go much, much lower if we are in the longer term bear market and we, see something like this in the Dow. Every time this every time the traditional markets dump, if you go back to any of them and look at gold and silver, the thing people tell you to buy and hedge, that goes down too. The only thing that goes up is the DXY. I've showed that in many videos in the past. I try to explain this to you guys, but a lot of people just don't either want to hear it or just don't get it. When you see all the gold commercials and all the silver commercials, right? And they tell you it's going to go to the moon. It's no different than crypto. With the people putting those commercials on, if it's going to go to the moon, why would anybody be selling it? They're pushing it. They're selling it to get the hell out of it so you can hold their bags. I've explained this a bazillion times. It happens the same time. I mean, it's typical market cycles. I think this is just one big cycle that is coming to an end here. And we are going to have, everybody talks about the Great Reset. The Great Reset is taking everyone's money, 401ks, retirements, everything else. And like I said, this takes years. So people that say just dollar cost average in, if you do that, I mean, if that's your strategy, have at it. But I'm going to be looking for the bottom down in here if this does play out the way I believe. If we get a reversal, then I'll get back in the markets. But if you buy down here, you make money that whole time. Like I said, this took about 20 years to recover. If you bought down here, you were making money that whole time. If you were up here, you were waiting 10, 15 years before it even got you to break even. So just something to think about with that dollar cost average stuff. Another thing is that Bitcoin, I hope it succeeds, and it very well likely could succeed if it does play out like this. But remember, it took 10 years to break the all-time high here. And that's only if it actually succeeds. There's no guarantees in any market. People we know Bitcoin's going up in the long term no matter what. No, we don't know that. Just putting it out there. So anyways, what do you think about shorting Ethereum here? One thing about this channel, guys, I show you my opinions, my views on the market. I tell you what I'm doing every day. But I'll never tell you what to do. You have to come up with your own strategy. If you're just following anybody, including myself on YouTube, and just trading on what they're trading or what they're saying, you're probably going to lose your ass because you don't have a strategy and you don't have a plan. If your plan is to follow someone else, that's a horrible plan. I mean, you can follow people, but I'm saying don't trade off of other people's ideas. If you can't develop your own, you should not be trading. So let's take a look at where we're at now, right? Let's put the fibs on this stuff. Let's look at this with fibs, right? So let's put our fib retracements from the bottom here to the top here. So these would be the areas to look for bounces. We already broke our 382. That was the 20,235. So this is your next area to look for a bounce. 19.7. Did we get there? No, we did not get there yet. So your next area is around this 0.618, and that's 19.2 to 1991, and then the 786, right? These are your areas you're going to look for a bounce here. So keep an eye on these areas. Again, I would look more for the bounce at around 19.1 or so, and then maybe get a bounce back up to that 20,200 and then come back down if it does play out like this, which is a good possibility. I'm going to actually make these fatter so you can see it. So it could be something like this we're looking for. Either way, like I said, we broke structure again in the 4-hour RSI. There's plenty more room for downside. Oh, and y'all steady asking Savvy about alts. He knows nothing about alts, guys. He too TA headed to know about alts. Alts are garbage, bro. I mean, really, if you want to trade them and make money, have at it. If you're buying them thinking they're going to change the world and they're going to be this huge thing in the future, do what you got to do. if you get into any alts, I would see what's surviving after 2023. Maybe some of them do, but I don't know. There is going to be a lot of confidence lost in this market if Bitcoin plays out like the Amazon chart, and it's going to take a long time for confidence to be in. Let me explain something on the Amazon chart. So most people, 90% of YouTubers, especially crypto YouTubers, weren't around for this. When you got this first bounce here, which I think will be somewhere around the $5,000 to $8,000 range. Everybody was selling out of the .coms down here, getting out of them, and they were getting into Amazon and other ones that succeeded, Google and so forth. But they were getting back in on this pump. They got out of the alts here, and then when this came down again, then that's when all the .com scams really got washed out in this after this pump here and right into here. And then only the good stuff survived after that. And again, Amazon and most others took 10 years or more to recover to the all-time highs of the .com bubble. So it's not going to happen in a year, guys. And you know how I can tell all the altcoin scams? I get emails, tons of emails from tons of projects, especially around these times, like 20 to 50 a day. That means they need exit liquidity. They need you to buy, so they're willing to pay YouTubers tons of money just for mentions to get people in so they can get the hell out. Be careful out there. Nick Hoven, if you had any clue of what you were talking about, I would answer that, but you don't. So anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, share the video, get it out there, smash those thumbs up. Tick your notification bells, get you notified when I post new videos. I will be asking frequently if you guys want live videos or recorded videos, and then that will decide for the day. Not every day, but most of the days I'll ask that. Oh, Sailor bought another 10 million. That makes me want to put something up. So Sailor bought another, he buys or claims to buy. I don't know what he's up to, but I guaranteed it's nothing pretty. You can see right here, this is MicroStrategy's chart. This was the .com bubble. This is the Bitcoin bubble. Most likely what he's doing is shorting his own stock. When all this happens, making a shit ton of money, buying back down here, riding it out till he can find the next overhyped market to get in, and then do it all over again while taking MicroStrategy stockholders' money. I don't know. Maybe that's it. Maybe it's not. Either way, either that or he made the same mistake twice and he's going to be the biggest loser of the Bitcoin bubble also. Crypto Savvy, what's your bullish case scenario? CS, my bullish case scenario, for one, is that maybe Bitcoin succeeds. If it does, then it'll take, just like Amazon did. Here we go. Here's Amazon. This is the monthly chart. Bullish case, we get something like this. Once we hit bottom, we go back up, maybe back up to that $30,000 range sometime in 2025. Get everyone bullish again. Have another little to the downside. But remember, this Amazon chart took 10 years from 99 to 09 to break the all-time high. Once it breaks that all-time high, sky's the limit. But it's not going to be just a bounce like this, like a lot of people are trying to say. Like it goes down and then we're just going to the moon. That's not how the market works. Nick Hoven, Savvy doesn't trade. Savvy does trade. I have a Discord group down below. I post a lot of my trades in there. I tell you guys when I trade. I don't have to show you $1 million trades and whatever, like a lot of these guys do. All they're doing is trying to get you to use their links for Bybit. So have it easy, or have it easy. Take it easy. Have a great day. I'm out of here, guys. Thanks for watching. I will see you in the next one.